Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Introduce myself. My name is Zainulloh from Bangkalan. This is my midterm segment. Here I will discuss my project. Here I write about gastro literature entitled the recipe for coming home. Next. Okay. Here I will explain one by one, starting from the term characterization, setting, conflict, and plots. Uh, Next, theme: cultural identity and heritage. This story explores how someone can feel alienated from their cultural roots, but also how family heritage, especially through food, can become a bridge to understanding personal identity. Next, characters. Fauzia, protagonist, a 25 years old woman living in a big city. She has a mixed cultural background, Middle Eastern and European. Fauzia feels disconnected from her cultural roots and seeks to rediscover her identity through her family's cooking. Maisaro, Fauzia grandmother, a character who appears throughout memories and flashbacks. Maisaro is warm, wise, and an expert in traditional cooking. She represents family tradition and connection. Alvin, Fauzia's next door and friend, a friend of Fauzia who encouraged her to experiment with food. Alvin often suggests Fauzia blend tradition with modern technique. Characterization: Fauzia, portrayed as someone torn between the desire to preserve her family's tradition and facing the realities of modern life. She is full of doubt and anxiety, but ultimately finds a balance between tradition and innovation. Maisaro, though not physically present, Maisaro is depicted through Fauzia's memoirs as a patient, loving figure who carries the wisdom of upholding family tradition. Alvin. Alvin's character reflects a modern and open-minded individual, pushing for innovation in cooking and life. And next, here setting. Fauzia's apartment. The primary setting of the story, a small, simple modern apartment reflecting Fauzia's city life. In contrast to her grandmother's kitchen, which is full of warmth and traditional nuances. Maisaro kitchen, a setting that only appears in flashback but plays a crucial role in the story. His kitchen, filled with spice and distinct cooking aromas, symbolizes the comfort and sense of belonging that Fauzia longs for. Middle Eastern and European cultures. These cultural backgrounds strongly influence the story, especially through the blending of both tradition in the food Fauzia prepares. Next, next, conflict. Internal conflict person versus self. Fauzia's main conflict is her confusion over her identity. She feels disconnected from her culture and family roots and worries whether she can adequately preserve her grandmother's tradition. To grandmother tradition, external conflict, person versus person. Uh, there is male conflict between Fauzia and Alvin, especially when Alvin suggests Fauzia experiment with her grandmother's recipe. Fauzia is hesitant, not wanting to alter tradition, while Alvin encouraged innovation. Three cultural conflict: person versus traditional. Person versus tradition. Fauzia struggles with whether she should strictly follow traditional recipe or dare to adapt and incorporate modern elements. This is a debate between preserving heritage or creating a new identity. Next, next, uh, in the last plot introduction, Fauzia rediscovered her grandmother Mesaro all received book. She feels homesick and disconnected from her cultural roots, and she decides to try cooking saffron nasi, a traditional family dish. Rising action. Fauzia starts cooking but feels pressured and anxious about not being able to make the dish as well as her grandmother did. When Alvin visits, her suggests blending tradition with a modern twist, but Fauzia hesitates. Climax. Fauzia faces a personal crisis when the dish doesn't turn out as expected, making her feel even more disconnected from her past. She's torn between fully following tradition or accepting change. Failing action, Fauzia eventually decides to try combining traditional and modern elements in her cooking. She begins to realize that her identity can evolve without losing her cultural roots. Resolution: Fauzia successfully creates a dish that blends both traditional and modern technique. She reconnects with her grandmother's legacy through cooking while also discovering her own identity. This is the recipe for coming home, finding a balance between the past and the present. Next, okay, thank you. I think enough for my presentation. If there are words that are wrong, please forgive me. It is really my mistake. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.